all know. That I know that is what went and took the pictures of John Dramani Mahama. That has the cameras, and we have. And you are talking about women in the rural areas. Then it means that we have a lot of roofless bathrooms. Last time, even in East Legon, I was shocked to find one by the hall where we launched our campaign, for the by-election. And if a drone passes over any object, and the person controlling the drone with the remote behind a screen, whatever the person sees, the person feels like clicking. The person will click. Now, where is the privacy policy statement regarding this? You want to bring it into the country. The US that created it, where you're going to bring it from. There are women today who have taken people and some companies to court because once they were turning on the high seas, somebody's drone passing over them took their naked pictures. And so what I was saying that you use we women, I was addressing women. If that is it, now you should come out and give us your privacy. But if not, once I don't have it, once I'm not sure which drone is flying over me, I'll take it as the drones that also have cameras and they also fly and they take pictures. They may be going, it's a human being who is sitting behind the screen.
But you do know that not all drones have cameras, right? Cameras are only mounted on the drones. So
no, it's not for me. No, it's not for me to think. It's for the authority that negotiated to tell us, and whether it even has it or not, you should have a privacy policy statement that accompanies it. So when it comes and it violates my privacy as a woman, then I'll
Directors of Communications, Deputy Directors of Communications, Technical Communication Assistants, Media Aides, Media Liaison Officers, Communication Consultant, Presidential Advisor on Media, who has a Technical Director to the Presidential Advisor. Then you have the Ministers of State at the Presidency.
And these guys are there for Information Minister.
Yes.
No, go to that list again. Just on the communication side.
There's a lot to communicate.
Stop it.
I'm just telling you.
You have Information Minister who's cabinet level.
Who has ISD working for him too.
And then you're having all these guys working under the presidency.
Who work under Communications Directorate.
Of the presidency.
Yeah. There's a lot to communicate.
You can't be serious.
I'm just telling you there's a lot to communicate.
And what are the conditions of service of these people?
Nobody knows. That's the issue.
That's why the transparency is not. So if I'm a lecturer in Legon and I've been teaching for 15 years, right? And I struggle to get my PhD. And then you have somebody who is a technical director to who has access to fuel. Read the letter they wrote. They said their fuel thing is not gone up. So this technical director, what's the competence, what's the qualification of somebody to do this work? So if we are not transparent, and I'm saying that this is mathematics, this one is not sentiment. If the government wants the pressure from the labor unions to go down, and they want to, and if they want a credible plan for IMF to, if the plan is not credible, see, if people don't accept the plan, it's not credible. If the labor unions, the businesses don't accept the policy, the IMF will not accept it. So if they will not be transparent with these guys and say, this is what we are doing, I can't understand why you have all these guys working and what are they doing? You said they have a lot to communicate. What are they communicating?
I'm just telling you. But if what would be the justification for
look at
directors of communications?
Mention the mention the post again. Mention the thing again.
So the directors of communications.
How many directors of communication?
Yes, 4.
4 directors of communication, and then deputy director of communication.
There are 5 deputy directors
at the presidency.
Yes.
And then which one again?
2 communication specialists.
So the director is not a specialist. Okay, the specialist below.
There's a lot to communicate.
2 communication specialists and
2
then
communication officers. 5 technical communication assistants.
So you have 4, 5, 9, 6, 7 plus 3, 10, 15.
Media aid.
How many?
1.
Media aid.
Assistant media liaison officer.
17.
Communication consultant. 18. Then there's a presidential advisor on media.
Charlie, are you sure you're not joking? Are you sure? What are you? He's not joking. What are you saying? No.
Of all the positions,
guys, let's go through this again. Let's go through this thing again. I want to be sure. And sorry if we are
corruption in Pebia. Forcing in Pebia. And you went around comments I was now, or deputy information minister, or call run a can 250 million at the camera. And you could get up. And you went on catch up a friend, Matiami, we say, No deputy Mr. Say, Martin, you say, boss, master reference, I sort of phone, scan of parameters, and I send sign up Bibia Emra Bonte, no, sir. Master, one to many members, this or boss, none, and America. Anyway, no $3 million, sir, or did the whole day kind. And you know, got down of East Legon, me, no. And you know, tobacco or the back on so you're reading. So any power, 1 year no yamui, not now to foreign ministry, no, America, who committed Donald Trump. All information also corrupt. We committee Putin. We committees world leaders. We don't know. Nimdebeno. How can we do that for a friends employment now for then no more. Then no more. I won't crop for NBC. Obi say your papa friends a Gabra. A very learned. Oh mama or boss no. Papa na recommend you much share role and say so be me oh yeah me a friend say we may for communication at Marco education. My caller friend mama no you good pa. Oh no convince Rollins. And now Rollins he also sent him. It's an old president. I don't know if Papa Gabra Saint a very learned. Yeah, pending dear my mama tipeno. So that's it. Papa na kwa juma come over. Oh yeah, president free so 8 years no. Country ban a fro say bran ba juma obi amfro. So that's it. Bawumia fi akonya sui. To bo lusu ye. Bawumia nya juma bebre. Obedi $70,000 a month. Nim di ono. E wiase e frem Bawumia. Bawumia ma so fi akonya so obi amfro.
No. That I know that is what went and took the pictures of John Dramani Mahama. That has the cameras, and we have. And you are talking about women in the rural areas. Then it means that we have a lot of roofless bathrooms. Last time, even in East Legon, I was shocked to find one by the hall where we launched our campaign. You know, for the by-election. And if a drone passes over any object, and the person controlling the drone with the remote behind a screen, whatever the person sees, the person feels like clicking. The person will click. Now, where is the privacy policy statement regarding this? You want to bring it into the country. The US that created it, where you're going to bring it from. There are women today who have taken people and some companies to court because once they were turning on the high seas, somebody's drone passing over them took their naked pictures. And so what I was saying that you use we women, I was addressing women. If that is it, now you should come out and give us your privacy. But if not, once I don't have it, once I'm not sure which drone is flying over me, I'll take it as the drones that also have cameras and they also fly and they take pictures. They may be going, it's a human being who is sitting behind the screen.
But you do know that not all drones have cameras, right? Cameras are only mounted on the drones. So
no. It's not for me. No, it's not for me to think. It's for the authority that negotiated
tell the
negotiated to tell us, and whether it even has it or not, you should have a privacy policy statement that accompanies it. So when it comes and it violates my privacy as a woman, then I'll.
Ya mi ya no abusianfo me cheche mu nyina ma mu nyina akwa abasoronko e de ba RAZ Media so me cheche mu nyina best was say motimi nkan yi a na watwe no comment section wo so motimi nkan yi na ma hu se de me kan bia no e ba microphone num kama pa abusia na de ya ba na enye boni bi de ntia na ya ba nyina ne se yani mu won komo kakra idi yes ya hu se enema binumu koso a na Dr. Yewura Bawumia ede ho solutions abada dada asabi Ghana for ya so de na yantie na nne eda yen so amanfo esu ayandisifo MPC kura na omusu me kaye na bi me kan se ebedru ba bi Canada Japan ne nkrofo Canada Japan no ankasa no ni costo no Jesus sha se ye momone Canada Japan no ankasa obeye momone to de asu nyansa next time me kayo da batue na yakofa ba yo eni wani mu jejireje na anu yo na mukofa ba yo eni wani mu jejireje abusia ma me fanchi ama o tire comment me hu na ma chiawo Intimate we are done Prinko and Prinko. The Mwakwa ye pa. Edawase. Any your time to be here. Abusuanfo am ohwemi nyina me cheche mu nyina da mu nyina asem oba but one tre bibia I will not know say you are there and I cannot salute you. Me pese me ntimi nchia wo. Na we feel say you are part of the game because we are doing the game with you. Without you no the end or habia no ehun enem faso. But say mo hwe ye na ade na mayenya vem no say yes what we are doing is making sense out there. Intimi cha dom prinko ene mo amehwe mu nyina bibi ntimu ntumi ntwere ana se munya ntwere ye. You are there. You can share your comments and you go with it. Now don't prinko say ha hanabisu. It is not for me to think. Well, nipa da sani a oti wiase. Utumi ka esi ubo. Unye nipa kwa kwa. Sama mi we deputy minister. Ono say as a human being, it is not for her to think. If you tell me say it's not for you to think, that means we are lost. A human being, a nipa, a utimi bi wa no ka say enye nhye anase enye wo de ne se obedwene. That mom de bi be kan obedi akire is nonsense. Nyansa nim I just say you are lost. Why you that? You can say you lost at the river. Just say why you not that no nam. Nti we odi wani ma he no de ukọ. He no de ukọ. E di nyansa ne nim de solve problem. Na amanfo di nkurase keka e tugu Ghana fo adwene mu. Se nipa binum ye de enya ne mfata. Ene ne ye ne. Ye ne ye ne. Ye kan na montie. Mo ma memfa na ase kese ene nchia kese ema ye maamefo ene ye nnuanom nkae omo ajoin ye omo akommente. Na ye hya ase mfa show no enhyehyɛ so. Maame akua afro wunti nyama I need a boy yo. Mami no ntino because of afro ntino I think say I need a boy to name him Afro. Afro Mafo ebe de pa ebe so twan. Me mami Esther K Badima the only mami Esther K Badima my only partner on the show. Me ba now I'm man say bibi nkoye I have to call her as soon as after the show. Mami me chew ye pa my sister ba ko pe me chew pa mo akwaba. My sister Diana, where the me ankasa me itadi muha dia yaya die. Yaya die. Tu toko apel noi. Buona sera mame. Come stai? Spero che stai bene e che tutto stia andando in maniera giusta. Dove stai te? E se stai a lavoro, allora ti direi buon lavoro mame. Me a fisherman, O say Ghana does not deserve Bawumia. Ghana is too small for him. He should even be president of Africa. Wow. Fisher, Miriam, you're always present anytime that I come live, and I appreciate that. Kobe Jima, Miriam, sorry. It is saying, thank you for contributing your time here and also willing me a good tenant. That makes me a lot of what them call confidence and courage to do my job. So thank you very much, Kobe Jima, for being here. And also say greetings to Miss B. Miss B, so what? Kofi Jima say greetings to you. And I hear Habis Adam Gabriel or say we never lost hope. MPP forever. A white, red, blue, any osono. Osono abuabia anyhow. Sounds na me chairman Tim David J. I'll say his good job. Hi, good job. Thank you. Mame afrusu born in some and I mame da na piatre pedikasawa se o se grazie so na lavoro. Wo a wote ase also can be that ase me kan kire o. The person kire bon lavoro. Sappiamo che ci sono una grande lavoratrice, non ti fermi mai, lo sappiamo. Ti apprezzo molto per quello che fai perché non è da tutti. Lavori troppo, davvero, tutte le volte sei a lavoro e non è facile. Comunque, grazie per esserci qua. E ora entriamo nella vera discussione e dialogo di oggi. Meeting any Mr. Mafueha e RAZ MEDIA GH. Sunny Maman, I say good evening, good work. God bless you for your good job. I am Agrodia Ato. I say good evening or you're welcome Ato. It be like first time seeing here, Mami Gloria, Ebianam commented that your name sounds very new to this channel. It is an our banswa. No one say, Ube subscribe. No one be a part of this platform. And yan some phone kwan ewo how. Omo amuma commenting ya uko be a background and yan sa phone kwa yan sa kese. Nim diene chese bebe de kura sukura de omo, but they don't feel arrogant. Omo nyo omo hu hwe ni mu ma ya mi wuska. And my employ 7,000 workers, and next 2027 I'll get 10,000 employees. Already young couple, me and Koya Nimna, Eddie to be a punch down ground and a pomu ye near the amount. A road team with them won't tear and say if you don't understand and forget about it, it's not for you. That is it. Young Koya Nimna and talk to us. So I ain't any ma'am. Let's say then your first time I subscribe to the channel, not Becca Abusian Kuno. Medentia ama tiefu nyina ama wo se dom no nso no yemu apagya kakra no de mesere wo na yekoya nim ne se like video no mame ai wo like video no do nsabo bo adoma no so a etimi boa ema video no kona nim na wo namfofo ne wuanom ne nipa information wo ya ye de ba abontin ebetimi ama omo anya anidaso e wo ye party num no omo nso anya hate se maba na omo nso aba ba hwebi na yenyina ya dwendwe ya ho ya toto ya no kakra na ye de kɔ enti mesero se bo modern na like video no ai adoma no fa nsa boso se de be ya da bia me ba life a eni kwan se me share de amon na mom no wa anka so benya notifications ma ba no aba be join me wo like video no so a obu ama distribution no koyie unya en subscribe so subscribe na beka abusuanko no adeso entramo na pieno lavoro abusuanfo Dr. Bawumia wahu. Dr. Bawumia. I want to me pese mi wia ye bra ba akona se mo kae. O say Ghana does not deserve Dr. Bawumia. Ghana is too small for him. He should even be president of Africa. Sa same when I made the best Ghana for no yensem fata Dr. Bawumia. Because Ghana is your mind to be. Or no, Dr. Bawumia, he deserves to lead a continent called Africa. He said they were United States of America. No, in United States of Africa, now Dr. Bawumia a lead. Abushamfo, because Papa na dreaming young son in him, dear good Papa ni team no. It is overwhelmed. It goes beyond the ordinary Ghanaian African leadership mentality. Aye. Ewani mu sene de dabia yete Africa president o mo adwene o mo dibu o man. Papa we no aye friend Dr. Bawumia no. Adwene da ne team no. Abuja. No. Illa la wallahi bismillah alhamdulillah. Adwene no mu so. I mean, job is good. I didn't know what Papa ni team no. I have big brain. Maybe over Trebia, globally, Africa, Europe, America, everywhere this man goes. Ye jina wa too. Ehu nimdie ni nyansa wo Papa wait. But ye mu Ghana dear. Ye were local champions binum wo ho a sabio otwere de na obutu na omuntumi mfo omo adwene hu se de na watwere na wabutu no mugina wo hwe omo wanim sa nkrofo na omo de omo ho compare to somebody globally or you recognize as one of the best economists on the globe. Doctor Nyankopon shira why Nyankopon wo hoyi onhyira na oma onimde ni bi nka ho na oma won kwantentere na ema 2028 emeto so wa hodre na ugira wonan so na Ghana fo nso ebenya gidie wo mu ato aba kese e de amaw no obedi oman Ghana so de oman Ghana akọ boshe asase a sabio Nyankopon de ma Ghana enam so nti ayefre Ghana the black star of Africa. Enye bibia kwa because there is something unique about Ghana. It takes only intelligent people. Ambetumi apaja oman no edi akọ saa sabi boshe na Nyankopon obo wiase nyina no odi hye oman Ghana. Ye hia papa bi se papa we Dr. Bawumia. Papa enye local champion wo. Enye oman no mu nsem kwa na osua wo. Enye oman no mu nkwa nsem na onim anase odwendwene ho. Papa we na dwene na eswan to the point to say or take the global problems no one kasa atra ne dan mu. Na wa dwendwene ho kwan e be fa so betimi asolve do. Na wo se Ghana. When papa we fast within shorter possible time, ultimate Ghana identity card be available to everybody. When papa we fast within shorter possible time, addressing system be so easy. And this is tranquil so and fear what train. Abrana kufuaye bibia for the national ID card. Amo betra hote national ID card secretariat. Eye budget ediko sa secretariat ho. And so no after 8 years the omo ye only mapping omo ntumi anya hwe amfa Ghana card mo. But Dr. Bawumia within a shorter possible time na papa we atumi afa kwambi so nyansa kwambi so asha ase ama na ya asha ase na ye ID card dem amanfo no na he se ye wo ba bia niam bi ni ho a now when you are not used to it you will not understand them. In fact brother Dr. Bawumia Ghana card no as one of the priority for their government no na this 14 chain can do omo pedi chere Dr. Bawumia nyansa na eni ho nintio. But now come here, listen. And now me no ka say fraud. Hey Dr. Yango Ponshira. And now me no ka say fraud so atwa Ghana. And now me no ka say fraud pa first na kwasi fraud bia na omo de wi amanfo because nipa no odi fraud okra wie na he is nowhere to be found. Obi efro phone so no wie usika he is nowhere to be found. Obi ko bank na the fake identity ekoji usika na okoye nkwase anyamadre bia na he is nowhere to be found. Ene Some Krofo we are no more cassette Ghana card. No. They are benefiting from Ghana card today. And everything it traceable. Udia wu kumase. Now kwa Accra. Police stop pe. Yedim so you wudini ya becho. But before, obitimi kudi bone obabi no wadwena kwetena ba. Bushia na onim so ye kono. But you need to have senses and knowledge to understand. Much important in a country who wants to rise to a certain level. Doctor, Nadjumabio, Doctor Nania Bran no ye Ghana card. Na see Dunketiani and this for radio stations a cassette. Am I in Ghana card because some people for the Beriabam. Imame Sisirama force and memoir kwaba. Bra Dr. Bawumia na niya bra. Na onim say, if you want to compare yourself to the development country, if you want to have a success in dealing with the development countries, you need to identify your people and know where they look, where they live. Papa na wati asye dadao. But the NDC were there criticizing the man and making mockeries. And moreover, destroying the image of the man to the poor, common, shallow mentality people are not more minum. Say, yeah, the Ghana card be musika free bank. Yeah, the Ghana card be vote to their man people. Who is benefiting today from the Ghana card? Huh? Who is benefiting? Ghana for you benefiting. Ghana for you. but say uni nim diani nyansa na undwene beyond the normal way na undwene advance decades ahead centuries ahead and never be where ma utimo obetren kura sesem nom ni primitive way of living numu an kopem so bewu eninti ene enema binum a MPP amanyoko na nhyase ansa na omu firi akonwa so no akyekere NDC fo atare dan ho a omutumi ye bibia mfa ho atimi yepa eninti ene enam niema bia na NDC fo ntiase a waasa na omu opposition a na omu criticize a omu beduru aban mu na ye compulsory se omu ntwam a omu twetwa no edi nsunsanso bone akyekere NDC amanyoko no omu president no ne kon a ohu de onye because omu nte niema binum ase now we are saying leadership no the character of a leader no it is something that it is part of you if you are really a true leader. Temi pa say uye leader mpa e ya ade bi a ye bewo no na ekita wo enye sika na ye de leader o temi pa enye sika na ye de leader ye de nimde tema nyansa nyamisro ahobrase ene ade bi say involvement ene ye de leader ai temi pa if you go to the global leadership history, all the good leaders are omubedi omuman so omudi nipadom bi anima omutumide yo ye anase equity eba sa nipadom no omu abrabom no sa nipa ni nyina no many of them about 95% of them were people they came with nothing, they had nothing. But what? They, because of their rumor, because of their humility, because of their knowledge, because of their what they call leadership quality, authentic and kasa ne demo muntino. With that money, they were able to lead millions of people, and to the point that they became success in what they wanted to achieve. I'm not here to heal Hitler, Adolf Hitler. But who was Adolf Hitler before he started leading Germany? I don't want to go there. Let's forget about that. Those guys, I don't like them. And the Dr. Bawumia no tehono. The qualities in him and the knowledge that he has as a leader, it is not something that any local player local player be ordinary says no go who China for numi and some people no muye business say he is the mighty and almighty father of every no. Doctor has something that it is mysterious. Mysterious. I was saying Kagana for Kurano. He intimi mpekwan bi so na ye ma papa wen exhibit the knowledge ye woni team no on the field ankasa na ye nhwe what this man has for us. The medical drone delivery system, and then you can feel or try or more pilot too. Now, Krobit is a Ghana mania. Sabi electricity cry in Ruba Pia. Ye man panina bedi a chretima champion ama diani ye juma. Sapapa wo yotu ho se Ghana fo yanim na ye ma nkura se kekan di yanim na ye ma me wo sikafo e convince yen na ye ma me wo nyuma ntino mo nto aba ma me kodi yanim ena Dr. Bawumia na ye yana papa we 2022 me di president na e fa ni team na UN fo be fa no de ko America so nko ya juma mo a Ghana we will cry ye be su the ntie be so say nipa bi otiga na man mu criticize say papa we enam sabio entro bi no ma ye share da prepare ye e de ba abonten say yemfan yenkam fam fa papa we ho abra na ye nokore a omoji tu mu ka ye no ene they are out there begging and pleading doctor to forgive him. Yes. And trono mutwadi gu papa we so no. Enipa bi otena baabi kan de onim entro akohwe egu papa we so no. Enne baabi e obi e wonu ne ho. Because the initiatives na papa we de baaye no. Se nka ye ma ne kwan ma ono ankasa. Se ma papa we e kwan e ma ono ankasa. Ebetra konwam na nka keep on. E process niema we a man near man be perfect in our system. Hey, Ghana would have been America within a 10 years time. Because it is from the basis. Oh, God media me and Mwakwa pa. Nenshisha no de bano. They share binoma from the basis to say the water foundation. As all person unsi abrosign. Now one to foundational. This is what the NDC is doing today. The Omoyen in Nenyanano, they are building upon a foundation and they don't know how it was built. Now my video be I am a person member. Your video be my NDC communicator Bianca Sekase. Mahama Feli this time and I saw you're very, 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 very stupid. And this in the car. I'm talking about 8th January 2025. I say all the economic indications of Ghana's economy are positive. And so by your president now failure, it just say you are not competent. Because I won't say who did that? Dr. Bawumia, Nana Danko Kufuado, and the MPP fraternity. Amuna yes, Jumano. But then I could if you be no more bomb on Samrane. Aye. Me must say like a video na share mama. Akofifo binom omo bo ho samrane about what they don't even know how it was created. Gab Media. Let's just say but more than here Gab Media. Na subscribe na beka na abusianko kese no. We are all one family with different names and doing the same job. Gab Media on YouTube. Kakari TV on YouTube. Papa we, I didn't done it team no. So look at how quickly, as a vice president, came in and was able to stabilize some new ideas. Sibia, Kwame Nkrumah bedi Ghana konya, Free Fire, Buzia, Wine Champon. JJ Rollins, J. Kufuor, Atamels, Mahama. Nobody thought about those plans. As a vice president, he quickly noticed, he said, there's something wrong that we must solve it. But he and a local champion B. I employ 7,000 workers. When I made Ghana, I'm the most richest man in the world. And ye Ghana and coming who be sikani be na no kesa I'm a rich man. I didn't we come for. Hey, Dangote, you will never hear Dangote tell you that he's a rich man. On Canada. Na yenya local champion B. Local champion B when you nkurase for kakra bi omudi na chi. Refreshing the MPP. They are all supporting Canada, Japan. And I'm competing with a global asset, global economist like this man. And I'm waiting there. Hey, Abusianfo, I have two issues to talk with about why we have no light in Ghana. We are going to talk about why our economy is doing well. But before we go, if I say this great submissioner, Dr. Lahaj Muhammad Bawumia, Eko Meki in war 2025 IDU Forum. Sama okoka ya enam so ema wiase mansan nyina ebisa se na papa we ofiri he monfrɛ mu local champion so nkotena ho so betimi ne omo adi nkomo se ebisa na se obeti ase a ai monfrɛ mu local champion so nkotena ho na oni nkrofo enkodi nkomo ono okobe say I buy and I sell with additional price ono okwa asasem na obeka Uncle Cancho said we have to make policies that will stabilize. No. Uncle Cancho said we have to buy from America and reduce the price or rise the price. Because he's not an economist. He's not a financial professional man. He just buy and sell. Ghana for Mufatu team. We look at champion or you buy and sell man. Onimuhe. Aye. But he said, I makora market for no. Only so no. O sika dodo ntu otimi koto fra man on the ba. There's nothing different. But papa we yo te ho no. Omo mbom na omo make omo de mra ekekere. Saa mo papa na okofa ne mo fra man on the ba no. Papa we nom na omo kekere mra. Edi kire omo say ubetimi aye we. Utimi ye we ya aye nte ase. These are the people. These are the men. These are the men, the rulers of the world. The men that collaborate and connect with the superior power to decide. Because we know more adwene. Okasa yefa. Enye obi okoto fish every America dia begu freezer na waton ama wo hiani no. Na sabio. Bone be na ya. We cannot find any intellectual man to lead us, but somebody who admitted one go school that. But see, Dr. Bawumia, pobia mobe sum, pobia mobe body a shop away. It won't stand. Because his knowledge is something that you cannot hide it. Now people for Bedi Ghana Konya, among guys for 4 good years. Dollar was kept at 8. Then you see COVID nearby, a man dollar shares here again, which was global. It tell you said this man has something. Now, hey, I was showing the maintain my man when the video we mirror. If we near bar, we will go deep. I will tell you why we are having problems that cannot be solved by these fools who are in Ghana today enjoying Ghana's money, buying cars for their wives and other things. Dr. Bawumia.
You are representing the African continent. So my question is, how is the weaponization of trade affecting the African economies, particularly Ghana, and what strategies are being considered to strengthen the economic resilience of the African continent?
Thank you very much. I don't know if everyone can hear me. Let's put this in a broader context. I think that one of the things that policymakers are doing recently is a failure to understand the lessons of history as well as the lessons of economics. There are surely trade imbalances. If you look at the share of global trade in terms of exports and imports, Africa has about 2.5% of global exports, has 2.9% of global imports. Asia has 43% of global exports and 38% of global imports. China, 15% of exports, 10% of imports. Europe, you have 38% of exports and 51% of imports. America, 8% of exports and 14% of imports. So there are clearly trade imbalances across the various continents and countries. But what we know from economics is that you cannot fix a trade deficit with tariffs. It just doesn't work. I mean, if you look at the national income identity, where you say that your income is equal to your consumption investment, government spending plus exports minus imports. That breaks down into a simple equation, which is a truism, that your deficit, the exports minus your imports, would necessarily have to equal the difference between your savings and investment. So for any country which spends more than it saves, you're going to get a trade deficit. The deficit is a macroeconomic problem. It's not a trade policy issue. And you cannot solve that macroeconomic problem with trade policy like tariffs. So you go back, to the Smoot-Hawley Acts of the 1930s, where they put 20% tariffs. You had a Great Depression. And that is what happened recently with China and the US, 2018, 2019. Again, we had the impact, which was negative for global trade. What the US has done recently is increase the average tariff rate from about 2.4% to 10%. This is the largest increase in tariffs since 1943. And the impact will not be small. It will not be insignificant. Thankfully for Africa, our exports to the United States is about 6.5%. And our imports from the United States is about 4.4%. So we are not as exposed in the broader sense as many other places. But within that context, countries like Lesotho, which have exports in terms of textile exports to the United States, it's about 50% of their exports. And they are benefiting from the African Growth and Opportunities Act, which is AGOA. And these countries are going to be affected very significantly. When you have 50% of your exports, and AGOA is basically going to collapse under these tariffs. So what you're going to see in Africa, as you're seeing across the world, there's going to be more of a clamor and for self-reliance. And you're going to see a bit more of political space for countries to have more intra-African trade as a way of dealing with this. Currently, our intra-African trade is between 17 and 20%. But I think that as you see a more relook at supply chains within the continent and globally, you're going to see, as you see in Europe, there's an increasing sense that, there's been a decoupling of the US-European relationship. And Europe is going to look at its supply chains again, as every other player in this world is going to do. And so Africa is going to look at our supply chains again as a way of looking at it. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure that the macro balances are the ones guiding your trade policy and not tariffs. The tariff rates are not the ones that actually determine the effectiveness of your deficit outcomes.
Mr. Bawumia, I'd like to come back to you and also address China and its role in the African continent. As we know, the role of China in Africa is growing. Do you see African countries deepening trade ties with China in response to rising global protectionism, or are we more likely to see some sort of push for diversification, including partnerships with Europe and possibly other regions as well?
Thank you very much. I think that if you look at what has happened, the whole rules-based order has been disrupted. And there has been a lot of, and there is ongoing, a lot of realignment. I mean, old allies are no longer being seen as allies. And so what has been injected in the whole system is uncertainty and the lack of predictability. And so partnerships are no longer as straightforward as they used to be. China has a major trade participation in Africa. In Ghana, for example, China is our largest trading partner as well as our largest foreign investor. And it is the same for many countries. So I don't see that changing anytime soon. But African countries are going to look at what works for them and diversify accordingly, because the rules-based order, as I said, is something that no longer really exists at the moment, and we have to work back towards that. But as I said, for us on the continent, there has to be a major play for self-reliance in a lot of ways, so that it's not necessarily China or America or Europe, but you've got to really look at your own internal economic dynamics and bring in more value addition to our raw materials so that you can create jobs for the youth. And so the issue is not east or west, or it's just going forward with Africa for us. Yeah.
With this, I have a closing question to all of the panelists. In 4 years, what would be more important, tariffs or trust? I'm asking about trust because trust is important in politics, in trade, everywhere. So what's your take on it?
For me, I think that trust is going to be more important than tariffs. Tariffs are not going to be sustainable, and we will soon all find out that it's a rush to the lowest common denominator. I think that the evidence that we have over history shows that tariffs don't work. But what we don't have now is trust. I mean, people talk about mutually assured destruction for nuclear powers, but today what you have is mutually assured suspicions across the countries, because Europe is very suspicious of Russia, the US is very suspicious of China, Australia is very suspicious of China. Now, when you have to negotiate trade agreements of security threats at the background, the efficiency with which you will negotiate them will be compromised, because you are thinking security. And if I agree that, okay, I'll take off these barriers, maybe I might compromise my security. And so we need, at a diplomatic level, to address why is this suspicion. Can we deal with this suspicion between the major powers? And I think that if you don't deal with this, you will have suboptimal trade policies in the end, because they are really a cover for dealing with the security issues.
Thank you.
So trust becomes fundamental.
Trust become fundamental. When here the last word that Papa will carry. Now, before we try to understand the things that this man said, I mean, our holy and the future president of the Republic, there are some more things that I want we to share. And yeah, commonly, even between friends and family. No, when we say, and some of it is all about the superpowers and in charge of the world economy. Lack of stability and can say stable trade agreement, a power changing from one powerful country to another. That is what they are talking about, and how the global economy can be stable and can, make sure that everybody at any part of the world can live better. Now, I just want you to ask you just a simple question. Into your local champion, hey, Mr. Montemas, for because a local champion, me refer. Into your local champion, but me ako tramba bi akanya sasem bidum say the achira brofo ama mo age omo ho atum abbo mo tinkonko ebinum kura ehwe omo yonko anim kase hey na why na ekasai into local champion but me ako tramba bi akasa sa ama na ye. Now your local champion, apart from 1998 ya eho ena otumi de na ho bebɔ enipa bi no omu ejina jirampele titiro bim ewa abrabom ada bi o kasa o ye refer to 1998 no apart from 1998 no onim history binom beyond 1998 and now or even ideas about the global economic historical reference now abusia we MPP now almost my campaign and my candidate, but be wise with your mind and understand say sabio message na hwa yen konkofa hwan ye fa ne say say message na hwa yen konkofa mention some of the strikers of the Asante Kotoko to go and represent at the biggest stage. Aye. Normal. Obia anybody nyankopon hira no. We are see aye ba ye. Abrabo ye aye wo mi. Obi bia nyankopon de achedie bia mana. Ni heritage from the creator. That is what he live on and that is what he preach on. So, enti papa no kasa, he's talking with numbers, figures, calculations, reasonable argument, things that really make sense. And I will fire him. Mr. No Nonsense. I will just write me come biana me second letter ashe me bottom. Dabi. The person that is there will know, say, I shouldn't have to do this. Because if I do this, I get fire. That is how you live with people. That is how you lead people. Your people shouldn't have to be afraid of you. But your people must be conscious of what they can do and what they cannot do. That is a simple way to lead people. That is a simple way. Assemble Dr. Khan at last. You have to put it in your mind, understand, say, this man is intelligent. That man, Dr. Bawumia, you're very intellectual. Now, when the woman say, we ask now, you want or more no more be a question. When they talk, they don't talk shouting and no. They talk smoothly. And while they are talking smoothly, they are really digging you to the lowest level. When you're intelligent, you not understand because obi anadre no ewo form kakra no jise otise obi 10 months na bia obeti nipa na se watena se ai jise omo hwe Captain Smart for example se chairman general ye ni program anopa na ode ntobo ase e ka na asema they believe say e boiling. They cannot cope with that way of talking. Se por adoma chibejani scream and him no yen in church with the smoothest way. They believe say a boiling. Se BBC journalist be jina hono or ye in church about news to be a koswa. Sankrofo they cannot listen. But so teach Captain Smart so team. Let's say we can't you to say omonko even omonko in a hidden box side and cost say hono na asefo no team. They believe that is the right message. And they normal say nipa bien who he will get people who will support him. But remember, so more mudina chino. They are people who have a shadow minded. Because Dr. Kansembi say it is not about agreement signed on paper. Tariffs implemented. Or whatever, it is issue with trust. The entire mechanism. Wabusia kura wom. Wabusia wom. Say munyina moya busia bako. You were all born from one broad. Munyina mutifi krom. Wabusia mama mere ne montotuye ne moniema nyina eye from one community because busia bia a community. But nipa no omo mu no ye will be o ho a utimi ne na eye bibi man ye adentia because gidie wo mu. But u local champion be can kire say I have money and I got nothing, I got everything. George can correct. Local champion can say on can just I have money, so I have everything. I have money, so I can make agreement with any country. I don't care. I just make agreement because I have the money. When would you have to Trump in there? Once Trump say, what shall I say or reverse agreement and not person here? It's not about agreement though. To have somebody who will collaborate with you, who will deal with you, who will do something even in your absence, you know, it needs something we call trust. And yet arrogance. And yet the approach of arrogance, of supreme leadership, and a bit to me, ama ohiani bi. Edi wachi anasa waji watum ni waya juma. Eninti na bronye to me sort of kotna. TV so ebie na numu kandi ope kandi onim se eye editre Canada Japan. Because he doesn't trust him on how he deals with the particular MPP. Se jide wo mumu a enko be friend wo diamond and aka se papa we ya we say mani njo, but he don't trust even to meet him one on one. Now Dr. Bawumia timi ko tena abro, otimi ko bo abrofo down. Na o man speech. Na o chirechirem. Kwanye wo say yemfa so. Na the global economy betumi agira na nan so. Kwanye wo say yemfa so. Na sabi America anka se fe na America o musika no kura no. Ahodra o lose no ebetumi maintain no. Kwanye wo say yemfa so. Now the global chain supply and betumi maintain with resilient supply chain. Kona ko bisa o champion, but can't you say unko fa nkoko in free America, frozen chicken, emeton. That is the business. And yeah, how to deal with the human resource deficit at war mine. I can't just say go school. Who here? Think about money. Aye, because sika and ye bibia. And yes, as soon as we are sitting here, look at how Dr. Bawumia educated even the white man on how to stabilize the global economy. They had to fear. They young kwasia phobinum. Chimikeka. Sama nyansanim. Enipa bi no muntumi mfa ye nkoba bia a omo brage e de kire Ghana fo na yenya sabio NDC fo bi no omo ayira e omo abrabom na abra obi solve problem no na obote nchen na omo yedede na Dr. Bawumia sanema we nyina wie ya obi atenase no. There is something that I want you to discuss with me. I was saying in discuss. Wahu. And the problem I mu na Ghana yen light ye damu a ene obia na so ayehye no. Dr. Bawumia had a solution to that. Tio. Dr. Bawumia had a solution to that problem. Odi can implement a temporary solution na ye good for oil. Anebwa ema yenya light. Yenya fuel e de generate power e wo manum. Ana me bo miwianom. Ya, miwia that man Idrisu me mwakwa abapa. Problem ayewo mu na sabio yenya light amanfo momone amanfo fish ai ebe dan momone e wo mu costo mo no. Dr. Bawumia had two solutions to them. There were two. Papa we wahu amemfa ni picture anto na hwe nanim. Papa we wahu adwene da ne tima ya adwene keto. he had two solutions for the problem. Baako na yen 10 there. And at the atosom you know. A long term to build that solution. Ebe boa ama oman yen kan ya asem any yen kan ya dundum no eswate. The first thing was that doctor told those who cannot read comment. Champion, local champion in Crawford, son of Motio. Akwabi, who any mass of Bokusie, as a friend Frank. Cassette attempt to say Jiminy, and a woman, hey, wow, so, and yes, son, and Ipakaso. Conscious and intelligent mind talk with breeds or Cassano homofam. To a cancer to say, move through, to our dream, and yet, hey. You have to talk sense with a manner about Tony Patim and party as here. Papa, we had a solution for Ghana's electricity problem. But me can say no. Me kese me transi enkope me say menya solution a ebe solve the problem forever. That problem, that solution needs a lot of time to build that solution. And you know, he thought say he has to find a way at least to bring, a solution a temporary, able to me, amayenya light, you know, even though the price will be higher. And then later we will shift to another solution. Amayenya light nebre bia nebe sign ate yen kanya no bono so abafom. What were them? The first one was gold for oil. And a papa de buyer. And a boy. And my young kanya bribia. Ewe krum. And this is for no more opposition, no more didn't quasi assemble more candy or more pen. Papa no fancy ho. Or say, I want to bring a situation whereby a Rihanna boy gun Africa former. Isabi oyen tuntum for we are boy yama de bia yesodi ana ye team fifiri no. I want to take advantage of that to build solar panels. Ebe boa ema nkane anu yenya ne brebia na yesanso nya na abofo na wo a wo de nkane ya adwuma nkane anu bo na akofo amawo na wo ho ahenhan wo na watima employ more people na wasanso atumye den anya bibi wo akire. Prana doctor ka sa asem no na nkrofo binum so te abontre di nkwase asem omonte ase jiminti o ka asem bo won. Listen to this video. Listen.
Ejuma mo nyina eye no ni nyina hia electricity enye sa ejuma ye nyina ye no ehia electricity. And adia so a ha a dream pan say electricity ne bono akosoro kakra enti ube ye refrigeration business na wan hwe ya na wa beboka enti me the adwin foforo eba as far as generation of electricity eba me the solar power 2000 megawatts of solar power eba Ghana ha. We are going to inject 2,000 megawatts. 2,000 megawatts, no, half of our consumption. Sa 2,000 megawatts ne ba electricity ne buono ebe kofom pa ebe kofom ebe buayen pa. So obia benya ne home faso because it will come down significantly. 2,000 megawatts na yeriba of solar power.
Do you no feel say
this is what Dr. Bawumia knew say he must to find a solution to the electricity, but building a solid solution. Ebema or mine no ya huato ya bushan like a video no. Aye. Now subscribers and our subscriber. But brother Dr. Bawumia Adrian Kessie how to make things work, you know. Now this is what they were saying.
That does is that when the people of Ghana vote for you, Your duty is not to go nagging. Your duty is not to go whining. Your duty is to focus on the problem and deal with the challenge.
A few moments later.
Car Power has just sent us a letter that by 18th, they will shut down the plant because we owe them more than $400 million. IPPs alone, we owe them $1.7 billion. And so it's serious. I must be frank with you, Chairman. Today, as I sit here, this morning, my headache is how to get the next parcel of liquid fuel. The fuel we have to take us 2.6 days. We've placed order for fuel, but it has to be paid. We've procured some fuel on credit and working with the Ministry of Finance to pay. But the truth is that the Ministry of Finance also has its limits.
Enti nkrofo we nam so mo agimi nti. Bra Dr. Bawumia edwene how to avoid fuel in our electricity production no. Omonti asienti na omo kese doctor nante. He must solve the problem immediately. And then I see stum so mu na eda. Na nka papa na yeja na oba ya na nka odi solar system ba ya. Nka ne ne. Na mpo se nka omuja good for oil no hokura mpo na. Nka nya ne ne o. But where yesi nimdia ye ninti ema ma nyankopon se nimdia me mama nimtene omo yira aye. Pew. Ene kwasi ampanyin we be Trump over transfer as a minister of energy. Every day there is a drama. And then we have 48 hours of fuel. And then we have 2.6 days of fuel. And now we Car Power is shutting down. A Jimmy Fu kurase for Jimmy Fu. And this for would differ. Bra Dr. Bawumia eka solar power installation in the country no. Moko share mu kurase for power plant owners or more Ghana maimu. Emo abo shase edundumu nkania or Ghana maimu because they did not want to get out from the market. Omo pese omo plant no. Ombe yi omo afri Ghana your system of energy production. Mwana moko show omo achi. Emo omo ye dan edundum nkania. When we say nemo aba omo achichire mo nsa gu machi. When we say nemo aba omo achichire mo nsa gu machi a mumpo aje se moto energy firi omo ho. Yesi bafane momfa ncheme osi oye oni na onim se saa ne to ena na o sei no. Doctor ye campaign or country Ghana for se monto abama me na me ba me the energy ye solar production be ba no. Na momo ni mo NDC for mo pump just me see NDC panyine bi anipa bone. Hey, they don't make money from any other place apart from the government coffers. And then I'm saying this for more power plant to Ghana and Tino. How money say the solar panels in a bar or more power plant no. Ye be dum no. And I'm saying no. And this were behind them said omo nundundundum omo power plant omo shasye misa o mine sika. Togo afede ka ho bi. Togo afede o ka ho bi. Sa nkrofo nom enam nyansasem ne hawa na eda yeso ara doctor pese omna meyi mfiri ho ntino. Papa we so ntiase o shasye dundum ne plant. And this is for the year campaign say doom so Ghana. When we say nemo ba ye no. Etremo. I say na etremo. And now me nemo ka say NDC for MP so kura pona shase esu. Say omo constituency or light ni ho. Hey, na bia meka, me say wo say tikese every bo adwemu a. When we are not in Chama say ye den emre. And so now we nim pressure I won her a pantai ha unim pressure free ho ba and nti otimi de mo adwe mo ba na mo hu se doctor ne MPP amanyoko no timi ema light ne ya available no na mo dwene se eno an se enyino adwo na wabɔ cognac na wayɛ lɛ na wakoda ade be chira light ne gina so ɛyɛ adwen ne nyansa ɛna na ɔmo di produce light for Ghanaians every day. Someone who are here. Someone who are here. And the musu. Some crofona, mon crofona, and this if one, and this if one pain for na more power plant na mudi dio a here for bottom musicano. Mukoshe wo chidom. So munye campaign fanchi infanti MPP amanyoko bi MPP amanyoko person fa solar man nti yenye campaign tia omo mon come wana mon kan chiro mo say mon produce light no every nado akim me mo akwa papa mon kan chiro mo so mon produce na Shafau Abdulkalim me mo nso akwa mon kan chiro mo so mon produce afa na musu Bonnie, you see, when you do good, you do for yourself. When you do bad, you do for yourself. When you do good, forget about it. But when you do bad, wait for it. Obibeke say, karma is a fucking bitch. And then the money. And no. And the money. And then the money. But the Jumapa doctor ye gu hono de mo jesum faso. Na me ba o. And then me ba o minyan electricity de no me de baba. Because me video me no be say muntie. And this if one pay for ankasa ba abonten o mo adwa. And this if ankasa they are complaining about the electricity situation in the country. I'm perform me and say su. And this communicators at radio so e bomo su. Ode yenye sa adwuma we otena my become tikura pa me kakra. Hweo akwa we se muni makwa we
opinion anya di dia
anto wase platform we e fene radio XYZ ye program ye fene ye program say inside politics any pod down ye fene Manasseh, no, Manasseh. Sako a friend is saying, yeah, Manasseh Boombe or something like that. Sako we. The odia young people amanyoko power. When this was in a position, and throw at the mudie and some phone. We know me na no muso muhia timetable of doom so. Amunti the course studio hot.
Oko Nigeria mewa odide na bai Oko Nigeria mewa odide na bai Oba ya kwantu obetutu ye na me ko ha ko ye he lacks negotiation skills because you arrogant.
No.
You can't submit to people that
no. Just.
That is my opinion.
No, arrogant.
I am opinion. I
won't take it.
When you are peacocking, you are arrogant.
Your microphone is off.
Thank you.
Your microphone.
You can't off my microphone.
Your microphone. Your microphone.
Where Friday?
Please. When this is for Musuno or Mobile. When this is for Musuno or Mobile. Yeah, can occur actually John Jenapo. So you're incompetent MP no. Kwasi ampanyi no wejina wose dabi. But akwa we Jimmy way. Na utimi fa na nado. Nyansani na nado betena ni radio so no di na attempt say de ne ba. But ene partyship ntino. Membership of a party ntino. O say arrogant. Extreme word. Tie.
Please, but we are here to educate, to inform, and to entertain. By certain arrogance and such words there, please, with all due respect, please, McCarthy, please. The John we know when you
the John you know.
If you want to criticize him, you can criticize.
I have criticized him. I've told you why he has not been able to secure a single negotiation because
arrogance
now the same idea now we show this was right. Made in the amount.
Can be before for.
And on American, I sankofa. Ye Juma, ye sankofa, ye fields, and you won't say what 3 fields. Ye were Jubilee, ye were 10, ye were sankofa. Mugabe, Omu produce as at 2024. No more 500 barrels, 500,000 barrels a day. Ghana for yes for 2 ways na cotton wa brochiri.
But as we speak, no, we are to just say 400.
Tio, Tini, Tira Sama Quanica, yo, a young this in the way or to end this in it. The young people never cancel. No, I can say you didn't trust though. Sabri now, oh my, no more so on the light, no. I was only fuela. Would the be generate power? Ama umama fuenya light ya dem no. Mugabe must say, okay. Yeah, George Midase. Tipa pa me no. Sabri also need power. Only fuel or the be produce power. Ama won crop for na dem no. NDC Minister of Energy. I find John Jenapo. Patrona yetu no man no mo say nka yentimi enyu so mfam produce power no. O se sakoton wa manone. Now the sumu. The national priority, what is it? The right of the citizens, what is it? You tufu no. Now waswa kwa koton. O koton ya manonia. Kennedy Japan style ni bi. Now what discount so the kwa kotofu. Enti se o koton ade na yenye mpia wo kana wo nkrofo. Eda sumu. Manase jaima onipa nka nokore. Ti asem ni yo. Fuwe na yetu no. Yeso akoton. Ni asena kogina baabi se ekwa akoto fuwe foforo de abaye manum. Adanko da adwe. Enti obetra no ye nanim ti se de ye ne ya. Se light ni Ghana oboa. Oye adwuma ni wurade soma no. Kwa mefa so mbe wia Ghana fo. Entu wo se John Jena pa betra na oye nanim obomoba oboa o. Oboa kra. De yesoma ne so meye no. Eno ena oye. Me ma me sinti afrempom. Me ma kwa ba ye pa. Yento aso.
150,000 barrels of oil has been ordered, and I mean, more expected say very soon.
Very soon. And why are you coming to tell us that we have 2.6 days? Catch me. Mugabe, reconcile the two. Why afterthought? What got two bomb? Why are you coming to tell Ghana for say you have 2.6 days? Now you don't now 2.6 days that.
In fact, this minister is one of the stupid and foolish minister I've ever met in my life. Say, na say, ufu were ya ba besa. Na wakra fu were free buruchire ba na ye sure say wakra. Then why should you have to bring panic to the public? Why should you have to come and create panic to the people? Say we have 2.6 days and everything was shut down. This means I said akwaikan. Almost our count was asema wama media no the whole Ghana na ye the bobia kind of wasem no. And I was saying so there another statement yaba just to cover up on his stupidity that he is. Say you two put on ama so akotone amanone. Now my eda sumu. Airport nyina that awurade yanko. Ghana for pan And after you experienced John Mahama in 2015, 2016, when you Kofi Frank and Mwakwaba, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, we saw this man. You still didn't believe that he is the same man.
How does he calculate it? Or calculating the same?
Very well.
Catch them.
Let's move on.
Man for your name, you know what? We start man way on the Dibeko ditch. If there is one person who will send this government packing, it is the energy minister. And the earlier they watch, the better for the government, because more people are dedicated, they are committed, and they are working their heart out. Sami Demfi took over.
And you know, and a democratic position. The incompetency at a higher level of your government and I don't call opposition because me say any positive thing that you are living today in the country, no, they are the work of Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and MPP party. The entire power program, they say, you know, the gold for oil program now, Dr. Bawumia implemented, you need cash to go and buy oil and bring it. But if they were intelligent enough, and as in common too much propaganda at opposition about gold for oil, they could have maintained it, and the doomsday problem wouldn't have happened. But then I'm too much propaganda, they cannot keep the program going, and they must to cancel it. The consequences, and they say there is no supply of fuel to generate power. The economy. Hey, yesika semi economy e fangina de Donald Trump no ye. Bebre no so fano so agina. Sabio Dr. Bawumia the city bond policy, building of the city bond policy or the buy na yet to good at the good bank hono. That is what is making our economy sees some positive indicators. And your mono we know would it and this MPs so
businesses. First of all, we have hospital.
We know we NDC4 MP4 pa Sankrofo here. Let me tell you who they are before you don't change, you don't think Sebia. I'm telling you lies. NDC MPs go shift action to address Dumso in constituencies. Sankrofo men say omo NDC4 pa pure. Enye nipa fufuru bi NDC MPs pa na omo kasa sa ntiomo.
In the area, we have a university in the area, and sometimes the power goes off for 2 days, for 3 days. So the key impact will be to the universities, to the hospitals, and to the other schools. So as a representative of the good people of Ilo Krobo, and as the only Krobo area MP on the committee, it is my objective to champion this and to have the problem solved.
Now coming to the OT region, my area.
Okay, this is the first MP. Watch them. The constituency I do soon. Obeju waketu yabetu. Constituency should be trouble pa yanko. Second MP.
Yeah. I was in a constituency a few weeks ago. What happened is that, like what the voter, my colleague was saying, similar thing, but even theirs is better. You may have power for about an hour, then suddenly, intermittently, the power is to be cutting off, on off for several times, especially in the evenings or in the night, and that causes a whole lot of inconvenience to people. Businesses must run. I even feel for those who are running cold stores, their products or storage might be getting spoiled.
You may be there.
Yeah, mamunye mamone. I mamunye mamone. I want to say more about the Ghana problem. Mahama is the hope. He's the hope. He's the hope for Mother Ghana. Hey, Mahama is there. He is the hope. He is the hope for Mother Ghana. And then I find a wusu. And yaman and I'm over Sanyum no Babia or Ghana mime. Avede wusu catch on crow from so amunya mamone amunya fresh fish biem amunya akukọ mamone Jimmy. You see, a lot of these people will go home 2028. Mahama is the hope, and your hope. Mahama is the hope. A ditch. Mahama is the whole, and your hope. He's the whole. He's the whole for Mother Ghana. Mahama ye whole or yamana. or a ditch. And the musu, me say MPA, ko constituency ho. Na catch the uncro for no say. One away fish, what them called, or munya money. One more factories or more electricity in a year. Juma won't yan quite traffic because more the 24-hour economy back. Light beer no more say be conform. Hey, concert men in Ghana. Comedians as MPs. Then na mo yare ana. Sa nkrofo men san ye dey na ha mo yare. O mo adwene ya adwuma. Mo ye supreme leader mo ni MP ne mo. You have your president and you have the supreme majority in the parliament. Mon solve problem no. Jimmy Sadi adan. Abetra camera ni me ba bi so akire ye. Dabio, we don't want your sympathy. Tie, me ba tie. Tie asemwe. Tie.
That does is that when the people of Ghana vote for you, your duty is not to go nagging, your duty is not to go whining, your duty is to focus on the problem and deal with the challenge.
Auntie, Mr. O, what is the problem with these three guys here?
In about
minister, as soon as you have the mandate of the people, your duty is to solve issues, bring solutions. Enti says I didn't hear Nkrofo issue chile. And these comedians. And these funny comedians as MPs. More Nkrofo no more constitution. So we see a promo 2028 no ho. Omo ho. Anthony anumudwa enkurase keka ene nkurasesem ye the 24-hour economy ba wa wo the electricity ba ye nwumra na adwo ye beto tariff so ene ne monne light bill light kro odi be fresh odi be ton ice water kro wunya bi na waton wunya bi na nkampese ya tew so yasia tumaka ho
3 hours the light will trip, then comes back, let's say after 2 minutes, then another 3 hours the lines will trip. Sometimes what happens is that you may have the 3-phase, some are hooked onto let's say phase 1, another phase 2, phase 3 before the neutral. So what happens is that finally your house may be enjoying electricity, but the house adjoining, which may be on the second line, might not be enjoying. That has been the situation.
Abuja, according to this man, your selective doom so. Oskani, I your selective doom so. We young people near mouth light. We understand. Oh God of Nazareth. God of Nazareth. Yeah, we no. I'm for me tipai. I don't know why I have a headache this some while ago. I'm having headache all the time. I don't know. But you Ghana ne, we are practicing selective doom so. Ebinumu light, ebinumu enya light. Na video ana me pese me montre but me bo a aya me pese me I'm hearing video na ye mo video na ansa na my beautiful nice na too. Abusan for ene dia me sremo a 5 minutes per not more than 5 minutes committee me ya. Now okay, I will do that tomorrow. These times, many a times I get headache and yeah, it is not. I want you to listen to this video. This video is very interesting. The reason why anything that we are seeing in this country positively is something that does not come from John Mahama, but rather things that Nanado did them. No, 22 minutes. No, we can never find the video.
take it from me today. People must pay
because
attention.
The figures from last 4 years are
exactly
almost the same.
Over the same.
Numbers
So it is the party base that gave you the victory. Nobody should delude himself and say that don't run a gentility in town. It is social justice.
Okay.
Going at a record speed.
Tie. The India American say every good indication of this economy today is something that was built by MPP government before leaving in office. Ako MP oyendi sini kakraka pa sakwawe. I don't remember the name, but BOT something like that. Oye ndi sini pa okasama ndi sititiro pa. Na brebi atwem obeka asem bi. As soon as the power was shifted into the hands of John Mahama, obeka asem bi. Na pese me no nyina ye nti asem no yie. Ye wi a na ya let's talk conversation bi na yakoye ni mudie tie.
Around for 2 years.
Yeah.
Because so many things have happened.
Yeah.
I would want to believe that you are following all that he has done.
Why not? I have all the data.
Because of what he told us of having a 120-day social contract with us.
Yeah.
And he's going at a record speed.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them, if you don't take it, you would even miss it.
Okay.
Let's try to take as many as we can. I mean, I've been giving, our time is up, but I've been given another 15 minutes to finish this up. Yeah, they've given me another 15 minutes to finish this. January the 7th, March the 7th. You have a piece of paper in front of you which has this information that I have as well. Let's run through it. Would you say, on the back of what he's done in this 60 days, we are getting to that point where you said that in 4 years' time, when you go back to the people and account them, they would give you another note?
Precisely. Look,
tell me why.
Let me tell you why His Excellency President Mahama will not allow him to fail. I said what? Kwame?
You not allow him to fail?
No.
Yo. I say, they, omo this for my President Mahama Feri. I feel another about Konyasu. Now listen to what this man is coming to say. It will shock you. Just listen.
Because the indicators are so positive for him.
Sawate, the economic indicators of the country at that time, everything was in a good shape. Tie.
Kwame, look here. This Global Info Analytics data released 17th February 2025. And I take you to page 6, direction of the country. As of February 17th, the average positive direction of Ghana is 74%. That is A in Legon. Anybody who has gone to Legon, when you get 74 is A.
I did, so I know.
So you know, right? Kwame, let me take you to the same. I'm comparing two presidents. Right? And I'll take you to former President Akufo-Addo. As of 2024, his positive direction was what? I want you to mention it.
22%.
So within a space of 2 months, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has moved from 22 to 74, a whopping 54% positive improvement. That is leadership.
What?
Well, I was young for the woman in say 2024 we were recovering from COVID still, but after 2024 when we shift into 2025, everything was now bouncing back. And this indication now all canon. And Mahama na yo because now the Mahama see so just 1 month. Well, how can you change the economy indications in just 1 month? That is the work of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. But now, listen to what did Nana Addo and Dr. Bawumia did that. And Emma, after the COVID, the economy of the country started making a positive impact. For where two Tim said, we have to know say the indications are positive. What did Dr. Bawumia did? I am so a stability in the economy in Nigeria and I should Dr. Dioka.
I mean, when you look at the U.S., they had 8,000 tons in gold reserves. The U.K., Germany, France, all above 2,000, 3,000 tons. And Ghana, the largest gold producer in Africa, had 8.7 tons. So I said this is something that we need to change. And so Ghana needs to start, because the thing about gold for us is that we don't have to export anything to get gold. If we have cities, we'll buy gold right here locally. So we can use our cities to buy gold without needing to export cocoa or oil or diamonds or timber. We just buy the gold locally. What we have that many countries don't have. It's just something that many countries don't have that opportunity to do so. So I then came up with that idea that let's do, instead of, since we don't have forex at the bank to pay for oil, let's use gold. And therefore we went into this gold for oil and gold purchase program for reserves. And what is very, very interesting, frankly, without this gold for oil, the gold purchase program, this economy would have collapsed. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. Why do I say so? In the last couple of years, Bank of Ghana under the gold purchase program has been able to buy $5 billion of gold. $5 billion of gold. Think about it. We've gone to the IMF to look for $3 billion, which is going to be paid over 3 years. And this is why we are going through it. But locally, we've been able to buy $5 billion. And this is why there are no queues for petrol. This is why Dumso has not happened in Ghana. Because otherwise, where would you have gotten $5 billion from your reserves? Where would you have gotten $5 billion from your reserves to keep up all the payments you needed to make? So that has been, for us, the game changer. And so the pilot that we are seeing with the gold purchase program and the gold for oil program, I want to institutionalize it going forward. And this is why, by the grace of God, when I am president next year, we are going to institutionalize this.
Waka. Ɔsi sɛ nye na adwen kɛse ɔde baayɛ a nka dum so ɛkyi yɛn. Gold for oil no wamfa ama nka da dum so. Sɛ wamfa yɛnka ne sɛ gold purchasing policy na ama Bank of Ghana nka patro a yɛbɛtɔ ne wɔ ɔman num so no nka bɛyɛ problem. In fact, since the NDC came in and they cut off gold for oil no, deɛ na yɛhu ɛyɛ dum so. Ɛyɛ dum so. Dum so na yɛhu. You see, it is clear, say, I don't know how to explain myself to be clear. Ɛyɛ clear, say, Papa, we are doing that team no. There's something behind though. It's something behind what we are used to. But I know can say same way say. Sabio say nye gold for oil agreement or the buy young kebeda sumuno. Na nkwasi afuo bi no mu ngi ni. Enti omo buy ya no omo die munika no omo kotwam. Minya be ma. Omo kotwam wie ye no. Ene die na ohu no wo man no. Enye dum so na udam. Ai. No ano no kan ye. Enti na dollar na ohu omo se gira na nan so omo ani age no. Because of the gold purchasing policy or the Bank of Ghana. Abuja made the full last number to Nama don't exceed 5 minutes. I can't keep it. I'm really somehow I don't know. Abuja ma be a full last now to me friend watching 5 minutes. Because now I have a lot to say about I think we have Dr. Kanye, but since I must to finish it and see what I can do, take in some Ireland, yeah. And do to me be, what to me for an answer watch the drink a crack a fansema, ene RAZ Media GH de breo. I was scanning fache me na mama YouTube. Yeah, because I came late home and yeah, I couldn't do all the settings and things that I was supposed to do. So I decided to do it roughly like this. But I believe say people liked the show. And so to me for now watch our dream. And then your first time so our platform was sure. I'm begging you, I'm asking you to subscribe and become part of the family. Don't forget, say, don't say, I don't man also say about life on so ubeti enka na wababeka ye ho. Unyan like video no so a mess up pass like video no mame. Yeah, every video near doors but likes no. Ewo form inti mess that was say or mother na like video no mame. Aye, for see like no so. Na yem promote video no na video no enko anim. Na Dr. Bawumia ya wa dear no. Na nkurase for no so no mo yo mo hu bio. I'm more video when I'm say if I can have a call.
That I know that is what went and took the pictures of John Dramani Mahama. That has the cameras, and you are talking about women in the rural areas. Then it means that we have a lot of roofless bathrooms. Last time, even in East Legon, I was shocked to find one by the hall where we launched our campaign, you know, for the by-election. And if a drone passes over any object, and the person controlling the drone with the remote behind a screen, whatever the person sees, the person feels like clicking. The person will click. Now, where is the privacy policy statement regarding this? You want to bring it into the country. The US that created it, where you're going to bring it from. There are women today who have taken people and some companies to court because once they were turning on the high seas, somebody's drone passing over them took their naked pictures. And so what I was saying that you use we women, I was addressing women. If that is it, now you should come out and give us your privacy. But if not, once I don't have it, once I'm not sure which drone is flying over me, I'll take it as the drones that also have cameras and they also fly and they take pictures. They may be going, it's a human being who is sitting behind the screen.
But you do know that not all drones have cameras, right? Cameras are only mounted on the drones. So
no, it's not for me. No, it's not for me to think. It's for the authority that negotiated to tell the negotiated to tell us, and whether it even has it or not, you should have a privacy policy statement that accompanies it. So when it comes and it violates my privacy as a woman, then out.
So yeah, so basically what you have there are you have communication specialists, directors of communications, deputy directors of communications, technical communication assistants, media aides, media liaison.
Abushanfo, there is no call coming, so I'll end it here. When this video finishes, I want to can be a man as a crowd. The Munya say, Abushanfo, I know I'm a Diana Pia. I mean, no, Mammy Steph. No, I can't close it. Hello. Mammy Esther, sort him in car.
Mr. Mafum, nam castle be best friends. I'm a dear member friend.
Someone you are.
So be I'm Freddy. I'll be in your shoe. Why, Miss Yabusia Funya?
I was young for you so.
Me baha, me de min kutane bonnet. Na me bebusa Ghana Funyina, me busa in Chilman Sunyina. Friend. My question is, a dear neba or madjunimua. Omutumi accepte Mahama offer mukokoto man. Where in Chima question a mibusao. So once so your bad time. Nese ubanu and to me make a decision, papa. What did you do to support your child? Also koye the same decision na ubane no or you call wrong. Ekokoto abade mama hama. Me pese me busa sa or bad time say a dear decision I would to me make a good quality decision and I would to me take it the ma will ba a future. Mr. Mafo, in fact, about we are gonna for koto no. Omo di omo ma bro.
Baby.
Omo sanso so di omo ma wu. Menim say so your bad time all the time no. Uchre ubanu. So all call wrong, I would train baby obeko. Nana bra boy then. Estimate. That moment no mote say Mahama say obi amfa ne momo number mra no be mo musika no.
Yeah.
Sata mo no aso ba kan papa na ko so do uchi uba no. Na wo de ne tena ho especially obi a yesi e flow mo test confor. If you are a test corner, you make a good decision for your future. You don't make a wrong decision for yourself. Because in Penifona, woman se beto abama woman no. Woman can omo dina wo.
10 years bi ana omuni hobiam.
Coming in 10 to 15 years time no. That's some penifo way. They are not longer me ka se betumi about we are not longer gonna be in this earth again. It is a we test we grassroots now we make a decision. Make a quality decision and a good decision. Yeah, my at the country me when you so be or me be ma o musaki no. Shen na do buy no. Obia was fought you cannot be 100%.
We are not perfect.
But
No one is perfect.
me ye sure pan so say senana do na na wo sie ya me no kasa ya nka Ghana for mu nkoto abamfa mana Mahamada. They will make a different change. Say no, Mahama will not help us. But minima de kro any dido kra ye no de ma Ghana for die. Anti sa nema we nyina ye den etumi baaye. Na I pray say pen na mo bekomu no it will not be too late. Because dum so we ye ba na mesamafo e fa be fama wu because e bi oye coastal wakode busia e na ode ye adwuma obede no wenye sika na kwakwa kutua lata aton ade no wenye sika kwakwa kutua de oso ode ye busia na okokọ ye no.
Yeah, a problem pa, a big problem. Challenge kakraka pa na.
So hu eti wenu tira wo Ghana ni na okoto aba ne say wo credibility no wayira no.
Yeah.
Nyanse kutawa ewo senka adasa wutumi de dwene man chirima no wuto twene na akokofa odwanfunu na ade ne yede wode ne baaye. So you have make a wrong decision. A president ni ligasa omudi medias na ye omu campaign na ade omu ye omu ruling.
Yeah.
Medias and omato womu no mudi omu govern klono. Asofo and omato womu no mudi omu govern klono. Nesa we a youngster. Does it make sense to you? What future do you have? Mr. Mafo?
Yeah.
Future bank and a wusa test koni na say obata na uko pekukuru uko chiri uko kromoti ediko to abadi man this no. What future do you make for your child?
Nothing.
So one say ye wo nyansa wo ho nyansa na wo ho na nyansa no so ne sade wisdom. Me feel say there's a difference obi to me ka actually quite cheap deep thinker.
It's different from
When I bet to me,
yeah.
I make a good decision for her. And yet changing na yes slow.
David.
All the time, yet trawa. Mummy Busaya who say, ye do ya manana. O man da hon ye dono. So obia ba. Obia person ye leader, especially who come me party MPP mo. Obia person ye leader, obia person ye president. Na adekura me gina so dia cancer we start with Bawumia speech okokomai.
Yeah.
Me kasa wa ha no. I'm not set me campaign ma Bawumia. Me campaign ma Bawumia every say. Me ka atre obia say me ka say Bawumia obetumia yeden and move Ghana forward. And until my voice yeden. Eternity. Because Okuta Junior obetumia boa intirima daten.
Yeah.
Okuta wisdom obetumi dia boa Ghana. Obatan bi ama bia ka wo Mr. Mafo. Ebia kame ama bia ka intirima daten. And until I made my no to Bawumia den. Nasemu. So what you say? Na okuta good personality so. Na dwumu yeden. Edo. Si e ka ade bia so ka ho a enya no nti basa niema ene sa quality we ya okuta no. Ene ma me do papa no. So we ye Muslim na so be ma me kromo mada Ghana. Ai koso ama that sense me ni wiase a me ba ebetumi agina aka say ebe feel proud say me a Ghanaian and I have a leader who has a quality in around the globe. So obetumi agina ho aka say ama me man e Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Yeah.
So what you say?
Yeah.
It is a me wuna me kwa minim say I've lived my child in a good hand and a good president. Me baba to me agina baby I feel proud. Anutina jina baby me kasa me kaba umi edini.
No.
And yet because of your Muslim, and yet because of your pepeni, and yet because of your Bawumianti, the wisdom, the quality, the kutanono. That is what I'm fighting for. And I wish that everybody think the same as me. Na sabita frache enyu obi anso na bedwene sami because the wiase na won agimi fo na dɔɔso
ne deɛ
enyansafo no ye kakra bi eti no enam sɛ nyansafo no ye kakra bi no ye wo demo sɛ me pesa me katwi bi ye wo chinigifo bi o hɔ a sabita frache ɔno de ɛka ne nkono sa ankwa ma obi a ankwa ma na menkɔ ma obi
yɛnsɛ no
eti da bia no wa ye tintiniti me pese me busa Ghana fo mpanifo me busa MPP fo mpanifo say it take a wisdom person to be a leader. Munja papa no man ho nto no munja ma Ghana fo and decided do not sell the man as he's dirty or anything. Onye bibia okuta dwene na obetumi di ayeden abo ntine ma no. Munja insult na motoma papa ne debia no. Munja mu foolishness no. Na muma Ghana fo ankasa in deciding who they want to vote for. Na omani move forward. Omani nkwa nanim. Na Ghana brematu Ghana daira bre wa bre. Ada na moya bone fo sa. Mpanifo na mugu won adan na mumu bi esumu wo mutirim.
Adwemmɔne pesaminkuminya.
Pesaminkuminya. Mi busa misamafo. Busa mu say what wrong na wo Bawumia ho. Wrong be na wo papa no ho. E die na kyerɛ papa no ntumi melidi Ghana. Because of mukro no na mo ene mo ayi ye kan say. Keta se proye no. Na alfa no hu fole mu nti no. Mu de sika bia mu badie no. Enu nti na mo mpena sama na. Mi busa mo Ghana for politician mu bi no. Mi busa mo. Edie na papa na ya mo tan sa. Eti obviously sakia na egu kuta ye na ye dididie na bibia ni nyina na ye pe
da bida
hwe mo ma men kan kire mo empanifo wo ho abobon kokora ebi kura adru se omu fra sase so eso na ye efe ni ye banyim wo hene ayedai awo no Ghana for munja wickedness no. Some of Ghanaian leaders munja wickedness no. Na mumo man no. Sa mumma 4 years. Sa si adano mitie ma do say e keka no kwanaka empanifo no ba ye mo bia 4 years wontumi anya na yapam. Kamo de mumma papa ni 4 years. Na munhwe how he will move Ghana. If he couldn't do it, na mapam no. But edebia mama sika mutumi mo bi tomu so obi to 200 million a china wuyi 10 million free, so is this still 200 million?
Absolutely no.
How can 200 million last you? How long is it gonna last you? Obi to 1 billion na me samafu wuyi 100 million free, so adichie 1 billion ni bi.
Davida.
Ghana for mumaya dream no kakra. That money cannot sustain you for the rest of your life. But so to me, but not to me, yeah, a Juma, Bawumia doesn't hold any business. He hasn't employed 10 million people. He hasn't employed 7 million people. But he has the wisdom
Ghana
to transform Ghana. He has the quality to transform Ghana. So Ghana people, please give the man a chance. Mumma a chance. Na munya born, especially Miami Party MPP for munya mu pese minkum nya no. Any proye na mudi sa wana mudi no. Na mutu chicha papa ni nantre munya mu se ayi akosia na touch ne no mundai. Na onyame betua mo ka. You guys will pay dearly. Stop pretending and leave the poor man alone. So on Kasa, that doesn't mean that he's stupid. He sees everything.
Oh, very intelligent man. And we do.
Oye this ano and muka said the all chiko mono and yana. But just because of respect, our dema muntino, mufi say mubetunyas na chichiro mi busamo. Edamu krobom. Edamu mun krobom. Sumasina musana mudi boneno. Edamu kro munya pretending no. Na mama papa no. Nim dia wono o me presenting kira Ghana for Emma. Na me oye pepe ni a emfa me ho. Pepe ni no betumi a transform Ghana ama me meja omo wakwa. I would like it for him to transform Ghana. Enye ni pepe na woye no, and enye ni Muslim na woye no. Na mummy enjai. If you deny him, God will deny you the day you step in heaven door. Me kasa asemu we akyerem. Se mu deny papa we ya, adam mu bedro so ahim. Mu so dem mu ye Christian country, mu ye Muslim country. Ala be na mu som no, Christian be na mu som no. Mu bottom Christians na mu som na. In fact, etoro bi na mu bonya kupon di na mu kasa mu ye Christo kwa pona. Na mu hu kwa ye machine.
Yeah.
Cause mu bi mu ye fake na mu go o man mu. Mu yourself for na mu go o man mu. Na mu kwa sika ni nyina mu sesa nguma daka mu na mu fanko ate. Ye nyina we only have one ticket.
Yeah.
One ticket.
No return.
No return. Ebia suit to be a whoopeno. That day nyesa suit ni ye de be show. Ama wo de akọ. Ene bia tade bia wo your ba wo pe no. Enye sa tade ni ye de be mu akọ. Ye de wo kwoto amrem no ye ne be make decision aye den.
Amount, yeah.
Amount.
Very powerful.
So can we all stop fooling in Ghana? Ni ma papa we e metre ni wisdom a owo emfa mo o ma no. Na minim sa nyansafo bebre etie na jimifo no bebre tie. Go back tonight. Go to bed. Think twice. Koko dwere sa afrafo bi te UK no wakasa. Yan kwaji sika o. Me kwaji sika. Ena mabegina ha kasa ma Bawumia. Me kwaji tro, me mpani tro, ena me mpe politician ni bia tro. I just want that man to present the wisdom he has to the ordinary Ghanaians. Na minim some money ban so obabu nchirima. Muti won su electricity mu su dey. Oka so odi solar be banada no mama na amba. Na mukwafa ko share bafo we and this for do mo buy. No mo the media na ebu o ma no. Can't you guys see it? Can't you guys see it? Say media no mo di bu o ma propaganda and no mo di bu o ma no. Are you blind or you are deaf? Ghana for. Mumienya chomono. Na mumienya ye selfishness ni ye greedy because everybody want to be in power. Is it all fingers are equal? Huh? Fingers ni nyina ye equal.
Absolutely no.
Because and pennyfo to go be anu matutu a omo gi na ewo. Enso na efe na ne ye benyem wo hene. Mumfa nkwa dwendwenem na munkodwene. Na munya o ma no na wo nto abusuefo a maba begu o ma ne mu a mumpese o ma ne be move forward no. Onyame on chimase. Onyame on twia muka.
Amen.
Because you obi an be ye leader.
Dabi.
And you obi an be ye leader. Sama for my phone here.
Me da shimame. Ya me nka ho.
Nka so.
Bye bye. Ya ma me stand at 10 nka no. Ai. Akasa pa. Mse Ghana da na kuma so yie pa. Kena Japan shake the By the way, you want to make educative programs. Not all the time that you come here and want to make educative program because they are very important. In any case, Abusha, the munyina se na mo breko, mi si mi tipa me. So I might go. Me da mi aba esta si pa, mi sister ba kope. Me da na si pa. Mi ma me da na pia, me da se pa. Mi yakojo kwache, me da si mi ma me Cynthia Fripon, me da wase. Mi Kofi Frank, me da si pa. Gap Media, Gap Media. Kumwe na chia kwan wo media no YouTube, na subscribe wo na channel no so. Na yen support no. Sa so na mi Kakari TV, SKB TV, dada efere Kakari TV or YouTube. Sisi akura make say our life. If free ya, yen jump that led to Kakari TV. Sa so na me chia mi ba Elvrem Ado. Unso me chia ye pa. Shafau Abdukalim me chia ye pa. Dramane Idruso also mechiao eda wase fisherman medasi ye pa mama ya afrim po medase Patrick Owusu ansa medawasi ye pa Amiri Arimi Yawu Isaac oh dear no matumi mention medasi ye pa na support and who is next Imam Cynthia Cecilia Forsen meda wonso ase pa na obre Gloria Ato meda wase ye pa ena sani mama meda wase mami afro afro mechia ye pa afro na Quarantine David Ajay mechia wonso pa Hasib Adam Gabriel mechia ye pa Jibre ena Kobie Jima wonso mechia Don Prinko medawasi ye pa eno bre mechacha adofo nyina mo amoba ye mo amofre ye mo amocomment ye mo amoshare ye mo amolike ye mo amosubscribe we ne ene mo amolike video ne ene mechacha mo nyina nda mo nyina se ene odo ene bra mo nyama me ma me so mede mejumadie ebremo me kire wo say don't forget say you subscribe to the channel no abeka abusuakuo no ho na be like video no so na ma video no akona ni makremo e be san ehia ochina until we meet again adios.